Howdy church, this is Pastor Justin here with your weekly update, and you better buckle up because it's going to be a biggin. So I want to begin by first expressing gratitude again. Thank you this time to my small group leaders and facilitators, whether that is on Sunday after church or Tuesday when we have our men and women's Bible studies, or throughout the week in your homes. You know, Bible study, small group support, and prayer and accountability is essential to growing our faith and growing our church. So thank you, leaders, facilitators, hosts, teachers, for all you do, your preparation, your hosting, your delivery, whether it's bringing up a video or walking through questions on a book or just having the scriptures open and going verse by verse and talking about it. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your prayers as you shepherd your small groups. You are discipling others. You are investing eternally in others. And that is a valuable ministry. Thank you for that crucial part of your investing in the life of our church. So, thank you. Number one, a little report about Class 101 from Sunday. That was the 23rd, Sunday evening. We had 6 in attendance, 4 new members signed, and became formal members of First Baptist Church. And if you missed Class 101 and are interested in formal membership at First Baptist Church, we will host another one in late July or early August. So there are always opportunities for formal membership at First Baptist Church. Just keep your eyes and ears open for that announcement. Class 101. Youth Camp Report. At Big Canyon Ranch in northern Utah. It's next month. And thanks again, church, for all of your generosity and support and prayers. I think we're up to maybe 14 or 15 students going, and you provided the finances to send all of them up there. We have 3 chaperones. Of course, Lindsay is going as a leader for the camp. And Claudia Coates is going to be the camp nurse. So that's exciting as well. So I'm going to ask you to continue to pray for those who are attending, for young believers to grow in their faith, for students who are not yet believers to come to know the Lord and to commit their lives to Him. So be praying for our students and all of the students there. I think there's going to be maybe 150 or so students at the week. By the way, we have 4 students from our student ministry here at church, at First Baptist Church, attending a week-long evangelism and outreach seminar in Vegas all week long, about 5 hours a day, learning how to better share their faith and to disciple their friends and loved ones. Thanks to Sarah's son for hosting and driving them to Vegas every day this week. That's a little something happening under the radar that I think you ought to know about. So great work. God is at work among our young people. This Sunday evening, we have a good old-fashioned American picnic and hymn sing. That is Sunday the 30th, this Sunday at 4 p.m. in the Fellowship Hall. And from what I understand, no, there is not hot dogs. Hot dogs are out. We're done with hot dogs. We're sick of hot dogs. We're hot dogged out. But we will have fried chicken. Deep fat fried chicken. So bring a side dish or dessert. I believe there's still a sign up in the foyer. And complimentary angioplasties and stents will be provided by Intermountain Healthcare. Speaking of summer help is needed here at First Baptist Church. 3 teams specifically, the media team, so audio and video, on Sundays, Fridays, and Saturdays, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, over the weekend especially. The security team could use some assistance. The InTouch team could use your volunteering. So if that sounds like something you could do even for a short period of time over the summer while our snowbirds and summer missionaries are out of town, please let us know. We will train you, and there is a schedule, and you will be allowed to take breaks and travel and things like that. You will not be overburdened. Many hands make for lighter work. So if you're interested in security or the sound booth, learning that, talk to Don Burns. Talk to Claudia if you're interested in working a camera or learning how to do video and live streaming. Talk to Pam Sadler or one of the other InTouch ladies if you're interested in being a host or working in the sanctuary as a greeter, working on the name tag board or something like that with InTouch. We always need help. Help! Help! When Blythe was little, she was about not even 18 months. She was learning her words, and we were staying at my mom and dad's house, and we had our crib. This was in between seminary and our first church. We had the crib up there in the master bedroom, and we would wake up early and go downstairs and get coffee, and with my dad and Epaw, and we would hear from upstairs this rattling, and we would hear, "Epaw, that you? Need help! Need help!" And Blythe was crying out for her grandpa to come and get her out of the crib. So that's what I'm doing. I'm crying out, "Need help! We need help!" If you have followed the First Baptist Church rumor mill, which is always spinning, we are in the process, your leadership team, your admin council, and a specific council or a specific team set apart for the process, we are working on our Constitution and bylaws. And I view this as sharpening the saw. The old story about two competing lumberjacks and one trying to see how much wood they could complete and cut up in a specific amount of time. And the one just chop, 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 and sawed, and just nonstop. And then the other one would stop, take a break, and he would sharpen his saw while he was taking a break and getting a little refresher. And lo and behold, he was the one that ended up doing more work instead of the one who just burned himself out. The point of that story is that we are trying to sharpen our saw. The saw of the Constitution and bylaws hasn't been looked at in a long time. It is a legal document that occasionally needs review and revision. So we're in that process. It's important for these documents to be written clearly and precisely and to be updated legally. Any ambiguity or unclear language in the Constitution and bylaws is not good. So that's one thing we're looking at. We're going to fix that. We also need to match how we do things with how we say we do things. So there needs to be a continuity as much as possible. And so it's important for us to update the bylaws and actually the things that we have written out, how we're supposed to do things with actually how we do things. That's a part of it. Part of it is the fact that we are no longer a church plant. We haven't been for a long time. So we need to bring our foundational documents up to date with greater maturity to who we are today. So there is an update process and a review process. You need to know that this is not a drastic shift in who we are as a church, what we believe, and how we function. It's not about that. We will continue to be who we are and how we function. There are some things, yes, that we will tweak, but it's for greater health, for greater confidence, and the the life cycle of where we are in our church. So you need to know that you will have the opportunity to read, compare, and approve and or disapprove the Constitution and bylaws when they are finished. This is something, it's not something that we do arbitrarily or independently of the church. From what I understand, the Constitution in particularly must be updated, voted on to be updated by our current bylaws. It's important for you to recognize that this is not an individual thing, that while I am on the team undergoing the review process, I'm not doing it individually, arbitrarily, autocratically by myself. This is a team process. It will be submitted to lawyers to look at to make sure it's legally acceptable. It will be submitted then to the board of directors, our administrative board, if you will, our administrative council, and they will review it, and then it will come before the church as well. So don't let any apprehension get you upset or worked out. It's a slow process, and you will have a chance, an opportunity to review it. Associate Pastor Search Update. The Associate Pastor Discovery Team has formed officially and met. It includes myself, Pastor Justin, Lyle Palmer from our Administrative Council, Marilyn Selleck from the Church at Large, Tammy O'Brien from the Children's Ministry Department, Asher Yusuf from the Worship Ministry, and we have a general job description that was prepared earlier by the Administrative Council. We are assembling applications and resumes. More important though, this week, our main priority and action point is that we are praying about and will be discussing the special needs of our church at this stage of our life cycle. So what is the greatest priority in the life of our church right now? What weaknesses and gaps do I have in my ministry that could be supplied and by an associate pastor? Obviously, there needs to be general pastoral skills, but what is specifically the best focus for our church right now? We hope to discover our next associate pastor as soon as possible, maybe by the fall, by the time our summer missionaries return, but we hope at least by the end of the year. So pray. And if you have insight or conviction about a perceived need in our church, talk to myself, talk to Lyle or Marilyn Selleck or Tammy O'Brien or Asher to communicate to them what you think those priorities ought to be. So that's very important. That's where we are right now with the Associate Pastor Discovery Update. Reminder of our weekend schedule. Celebrate Recovery is at 5 p.m. The meal is at 5 on Friday. Then the program begins at 6. The place to take your hurts, habits, and hang-ups. Celebrate Recovery. Dinner at 5, program at 6. We have our normal Saturday night service at 5 p.m. in the sanctuary this week, and Sunday morning service at 9 a.m. I'll be bringing a message entitled, How Can I Know If I Am Saved? It is an exploration of passages and verses from 1 John to discern practical evidence of God's working in our lives to discern our salvation. Paul says to evaluate yourself, test and see that you are in the faith. 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon, we have the picnic, and then the youth are having a movie night after the picnic. And by the way, the church office will be closed for Independence Day, July 4th. And so we will not be here. It will be a day off for all of us. So there it is, a little over 15 minutes. I hope you stuck with me. Some really important stuff for you to know. Make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see you this weekend. God bless you. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate your prayers and support and accountability. We'll see you soon.